Let's talk about Jonathan Greenblatt, the CEO of the Anti-Defamation League here in the United States, the mainstream media's go-to person for definitions of anti-Semitism and what is anti-Semitic. Spoiler alert, if you criticize the policies and practices of the Israeli government or the Israeli military, you're anti-Semitic. If you criticize what the Israeli government and the Israeli military are doing relative to the genocide they are conducting inside the Gaza Strip, you're anti-Semitic. If you speak out in favor of Palestinians or Palestinian civilians or Palestine in any way, shape, or form, or if you speak out against the treatment of Palestinians inside the West Bank at the hands of settlers, you are anti-Semitic. In other words, if you're Muslim, you're anti-Semitic. If you disagree with him in any way, shape, or form, you are anti-Semitic. After an appearance on Monday on CNBC's Squawk Box with host Andrew Ross Sorkin, Mr. Greenblatt made several statements about New York City Democratic mayoral candidate Zoran Mamdani. Multiple people responded to those comments by referring to Jonathan Greenblatt as a serial liar. Monday, so I'm reading from an article that appeared on Mediaite yesterday. In a Monday appearance on CNBC's Squawk Box, Jonathan Greenblatt leveled multiple criticisms at Zoran Mamdani, most notably over Mamdani's previous refusal to condemn the term globalize the Intifada and his stance on Israel. I don't believe that Zoran Mamdani has ever used the phrase globalize the Intifada, and Intifada, translated, means struggle. Jonathan Greenblatt said the following: this candidate has gone to Harlem to meet with the black community, Washington Heights to meet the Latino community, Chinatown to meet the Asian American community, not once to a Jewish neighborhood. Demonstrably false. Yes, Greenblatt continued on complaining, including in his argument that Mamdani believes the Intifada slogan, which Mamdani has never publicly stated himself. He's never said that. And Andrew Ross Sorkin did not push back on any of Jonathan Greenblatt's claims. As noted by senior political reporter Jacob Cornbluh of the Jewish outlet Forward, Greenblatt's statements were incorrect for multiple reasons, writing the following: contrary to Greenblatt's assertion, Mamdani attended Shabbat services in Park Slope in February, visited the offices of the UJA Federation for a town hall co-hosted with the Jewish Community Relations Council in May, and participated in 2 candidate forums at a Jewish congregation in Manhattan in June. Forward also called out Greenblatt for wrongly claiming Mamdani didn't reach out to Hasidic voters in their native Yiddish language. In a statement obtained by Forward, Greenblatt's office clarified that the CEO was referring to Mamdani's actions after the primary, an election that he won by double digits, including by double digits in the district of Hakeem Jeffries, and including by double digits among New York's Jewish population, including the Jewish population of Hakeem Jeffries' district. He said the following: to our knowledge, the candidate hasn't gone to a mainstream Jewish or mainstream synagogue or Jewish organization since the primary ended. That's not what he said on TV. It's just not. Whether it was a matter of misspeaking or blatantly lying, Greenblatt's comments were not received well online. Semaphore political reporter addressing Andrew Ross Sorkin wrote the following: you can actually correct someone on TV if he's lying to you. That's legal. Peter Beinart, who recently wrote a book about being Jewish after the genocide in Gaza, wrote, of course Mamdani has visited synagogues and Jewish communities. What angers Greenblatt is that Mamdani is not courting him specifically. By winning the bulk of the young Jewish vote while condemning Israel, Mamdani is exposing how out of touch Greenblatt is with many of the people he claims to represent. That is what makes Mamdani a threat. Good Politic Guy wrote, Jonathan Greenblatt is a serial liar whose sole purpose is to attack and smear anyone who dares criticize Israel as anti-Semitic. His job is to defend apartheid and ethnic cleansing in a liberal coded way. Zero credibility. And he attached to his post a post from during the campaign from Zoran Mamdani with a photo. Wonderful to be back at Beinart Jeshurun, a Jewish congregation on the Upper West Side last night for a mayoral forum on the critical issues facing the Jewish community in this election. Together we will deliver a safer and more affordable city for each and every New Yorker. Yono Lieberman wrote, it's fucking crazy that this guy can lie on national television over and over and over again and still be treated as the authority on anti-Semitism by almost every media outlet in the world. Drew Weber wrote, here's Zoran speaking at a Seder I attended this year. He's also, of course, visited several synagogues during the campaign. The idea that he's avoiding the Jewish community is just a complete lie. Daniel Brawl, B-R-A-L, wrote, whether you support Mamdani or not, consider how the head of the Anti-Defamation League choosing to misrepresent him, in other words, defame him, undercuts the Anti-Defamation League's credibility as an arbiter of anti-Semitism and the disservice that it does to the broader American Jewish community. Jacob Cornbluh, the author of the article that I referenced earlier, said, and now to the facts. Mamdani has said that he has encouraged people not to use the globalize the Intifada slogan, and during the primary he attended several mayoral candidate forums held in New York City synagogues, including a town hall at the UJA Federation of New York headquarters. And finally, Jason Rosenberg, the lack of fact-checking on CNBC is wild. Jonathan Greenblatt is straight up lying. Jonathan Greenblatt is in large part also responsible for the reason that we have a TikTok ban in the first place. In the weeks and months following October 7th, 2023, and leading into the beginning of 2024, Jonathan Greenblatt was caught on a recorded phone conference saying that we have a generational problem and we have a TikTok problem because people of the younger generation were seeing firsthand what the Israeli military and the Israeli government were doing to Palestinian civilians inside the Gaza Strip, and they were seeing that on TikTok. And that was changing the course of public opinion dramatically against Israel with younger generations. And lo and behold, a couple of months after that phone call took place, we had a TikTok ban making its way through Congress that was signed by the proud Zionist himself, Joe Biden. So how these people have any credibility left whatsoever is beyond me.